Well, good morning, ChavezzSlovakia. We're here for facts about spiders, your favorite eight-legged freaks, mostly harmless. And I know a lot of you guys disagreed with the Because of Science episode that talked about how spiders can't really hurt you and they're really good boys for the environment. That is something we should all know at this. So we're going to start with daddy longlegs. The daddy longlegs risk life and limb to survive. Here we go. Play. I love daddy longlegs.
The forest floor is a rough and tumble kind of place. It's best to stay above it all.
Yeah.
This daddy longlegs does just that. On 8 flexible stilts. The end of each leg is multi-jointed. It works like a rope. And
That's
see the
not an
tip?
image I need.
There's a hook there. With every step, he's grappling his way over the obstacles in his path. Perfect for off-roading.
What makes me uncomfortable are the sounds of walking that you can hear from the daddy longleg. But they move very deliberately, which is something that you notice even when you're a kid about daddy longlegs. If your parents were anything like mine, they didn't mind you playing with them because they're, considered. My mom just called them house spiders forever, and I didn't learn they were daddy longlegs for a minute. And they're not spiders, by the way. They call them house spiders. They're not spiders. They are just a type of arachnid. They're more like a scorpion than anything else, which makes them even more harmless. Look how deliberate he walks around. Look at him wrap his little hands.
Even better
Look.
for climbing.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Wrap his little legs around there.
This guy can handle just about anything you throw at him.
See him like wobbling around and shit.
Those front 2 legs are also used as feelers for what's around the next corner.
Uh-huh.
So really, they only walk on 6 of their legs, unlike spiders, which daddy longlegs are not, by the way.
They are not. What?
Their closest cousins are scorpions. Such precious tools require regular care and grooming.
That is how we end up killing spiders. You see how he's cleaning his foot there? So, till he gets to that, what we do is when we spray residual spray, right? If you're using good enough product that's not getting taken out, like when they're walking across your baseboards or something, right? They get a little bit of that on their feet. And for spiders, of course, it's a lot harder. You have to wait until they clean themselves. But as you see the way that they're putting this stuff in their mouth, you wait until they clean themselves,
But there's
they put
a
it in their mouth, and
downside
then
to
they die
having
later
these
on.
long limbs.
So that's how you
They're
actually do it.
easy for enemies to grab onto. And for that, this daddy longlegs has another solution. He simply cuts his losses and walks away.
Oh my lord.
We did not pull that leg. Just the slightest grip, and he'll drop it. He has a built-in mechanism to pinch it off cleanly, losing only a drop of hemolymph.
Really?
It's called autotomy, the
Autotomy.
voluntary release of a body part.
Okay.
That loose limb can create a life-saving distraction.
Right, yeah.
But at a cost. Life without a leg is no cakewalk. Since the
does
limb's
not
not
walk as
coming
smooth as I
back, the
thought.
daddy longlegs has to learn a new way to walk. Ignacio Escalante at UC Berkeley studies how daddy longlegs do this. Here's one that still has all 8 legs. If it drops one of them, no problem. Escalante calls this movement stotting.
Okay.
If it drops a second leg, the daddy longlegs starts bobbing to get
Right.
around. Lose a third, and he still makes it happen. Don't feel too bad for him.
I don't.
Even down to 5 legs, a daddy longlegs can get back to its original speed in less than a day.
Yeah. Out here moving, bruh.
In fact, most daddy longlegs deliberately drop a couple legs in their lifetimes to escape certain death.
Yeah.
No big deal. They just let it go. So really, there are second chances in life. And sometimes a third and a fourth.
That is incredible. That is a ton. That is actually a ton I did not know about daddy longlegs. I am so fucking hyped right now. I know a lot of people might be struggling with how the video looks because it is a fucking spider. And I'm kind of sorry, but you know, interesting facts about spiders. We're gonna keep it moving with about male black widows. This is by Deep Look.
You by Curiosity Stream.
On PBS. We have a ton of these out here in Vegas, so I always like to talk about black widows because I've seen a fair share of my own. I've had hundreds of calls to houses for black widows. I mean, they're all over Vegas.
You know what people say about her. She's the Black Widow. She mates and then she kills, right? Here comes her victim now. He's smaller, less venomous, kinda cute. Sweet little guy. But before he gets eaten alive, let's talk about this poor sucker for a minute. How much of a victim he really is. This Western Black Widow lives in California. She works pretty hard to make a living. Unlike many spiders that build a new web each night, she toils continuously on the same one her whole life.
That's why they get these gigantic, disgusting looking webs, man. Look how fucking messy that shit is. Dangerous.
This web may look messy.
It is.
But don't be fooled. It's laid out on a grid of drag lines that she attaches to the ground.
That doesn't make it not messy, lady. We've seen very sophisticated web designs from spiders before that look very nice.
It's a multi-story sticky trap.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Stands up to some pretty tough game.
I mean, look, that's one thing they finna do is eat, bruh.
When she bites, the venom takes hold, bringing a slow paralysis. As this lethal knitter wraps and wraps and wraps. But that's not the only thing hanging around the web. There's this guy. Adult male widow spiders don't build webs of their own. He moves right into hers.
They freeloaders, bro.
Basically, he's a squatter.
Yeah, they freeload.
He's staking his claim to her because he knows every sticky thread of the web is covered in her pheromones. And that spreads her mating scent far and wide, potentially attracting a nice selection of other males for her to choose from. Which is not on his agenda. So, he trashes the place. He goes around snipping strands of her web, undoing all her hard work.
I have never seen this happen on camera before. It's actually kind of hilarious with the music that they chose.
He winds up the loose threads in his own silk, masking her scent from other males in the area. It's called web reduction.
Interesting. See, she's just taking it too, look.
When he finally tries to mate with her, see that vibrating? That's him signaling his interest.
He's like, I'm here, what's up,
He wraps her limbs in his own delicate silk. It probably serves to surround her in his pheromones. Scientists call it the bridal veil.
I didn't know that. Don't tell Skitten that that's what they call a bridal veil. I'll never get her to wear one.
It seems to subdue her, makes her more approachable.
What? That is so weird.
When they mate, he leaves behind a piece of this curlicue-shaped organ called an embolus in her body. It blocks other males from fathering her offspring later.
Word.
So, let's see. Lazy, rude, messy,
Yeah, but
controlling.
he dies though.
Okay, now let's watch him get eaten. Actually, in most widow spider species, and there are 31, the males don't get eaten. They escape scot-free. The Australian redback is one of only 2 where cannibalism almost always occurs when they mate. He literally somersaults himself towards her mouth so she can take the first bite, which keeps her interested. They'll mate a few times like this before he finally dies. Scientists describe it as a self-sacrifice. And she'll take her time, devouring his insides later. Least he can do, right?
Interesting.
This
Willie, you know what? I mean, I guess it's just a bad decision to just assume that every spider does the same stuff because there are so many different species. That was a very creepy thing to see, by the way. I didn't know that males basically sacrifice themselves. How male widow spiders avoid being cannibalized during sex. For male widow spiders, mating is an infamously dangerous activity. There's a reason. There's suicidal gymnastics. They found sexual encounters between redback spiders are longer if the male allows himself to be cannibalized. Got it. So he does it just for the length of it. Okay. And so females that eat one male are likely to not eat the next one. It also says that the males offer themselves to juvenile spiders that shouldn't have been able to mate, but they were able to mate with them, and in that case they didn't have to sacrifice themselves at all. That's very interesting. Yeah, so they literally bit open the spot where their genitals are at for them to mate with the juvenile female black widows. They called it traumatic insemination, which is a very appropriate name. They said that it's also practiced by bed bugs and some other spiders, where the males ignore the females' genitals by injecting them with sperm, by stabbing them into their backs. And he said, so when the male does that to an immature female spider in the black widow case, he's more likely to fill both of her organs with sperm. That prevents another spider from removing it later. So you guys know that the animal kingdom is a lot more savage than the human kingdom is, where if you male with a female, another male will kill her offspring if it's not his offspring. That's the whole thing. And by doing that with the juvenile female and injecting it directly into her back, those odds go away. For some reason, in the case of black widows, at least in this study in 1999, it doesn't affect the other female spider in any way, like she doesn't die from the injuries or anything. And it still seems, like she can mate again later on in life. So, and of course, the odds of most males in the animal kingdom mating in general in the insect kingdom is little to none, right? So if you find one partner, it's probably going to be your only partner. So, but if they mate with a juvenile female, they don't die or have to cannibalize themselves for it. So that's very interesting. It's way more complicated than I thought. Interesting, very interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot deeper and weirder than I expected it to be. So spiders are just as creepy as you thought they were. That's where that ends. I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.